Commencing with the second half of the Cavern of Chaos, we're starting this video at sub-level 6. Sub-level 6 is home to two hazards, water and electricity. Needless to say, we'll need our yellows and blues. This place is filled to the brim with anode beetles and water dumples. But as annoying as they can be, the wollywogs are the real danger here. The pools of water can definitely make this a tough sub-level to navigate. And our first order of business is clearing up camp. Alright, with all of the dangers eliminated, I think we can go ahead and start searching for the treasures. I know for a fact that one of the enemies has the treasure, and I think it's the wollywog. As for which wollywog it is, oh, I think it might be you, because the treasure gauge is going off. So let's do ourselves a favor and get rid of you once and for all. Whoa! Did you see that? When he jumped, he ricocheted off that wall. That looked cool. And that was not a good throw, I have to say. I need to be careful around this guy because of those 3 anode beetles. But thankfully, the wollywog is more than happy to jump in my direction. Come on, come on, come on. Most excellent indeed. I don't want to run into that current of electricity, so we'll wait until they stop, and we will bring it back. Here we go. And I know how much you really want to carry that wollywog, but we need to focus. Now, where is the other treasure? That is the main question. Well, for starters, worth 100 Pokos, we have the Princess Pearl. I believe that's supposed to be a pearl earring. And if it's a real pearl, you would think it would be a lot more valuable. Wow. I am an idiot. The treasure was here all along. And I gotta say, I think I really lucked out as far as the layout is concerned, because now I don't have to worry about those guys over there. The only reason for me to head over there is because the hole to the next sub-level is way over there. Now, this treasure has kind of a clever name. Worth 50 Pokos, this is the Grow Shroom. And if you've ever played a Mario game, you will know why that is clever. Alright, let's move on to the deeper recesses of the Cavern of Chaos, where things are bound to get even more chaotic than they already are. And given what we have had to survive so far, that's saying a lot. Sub-level 7 of the Cavern of Chaos. We're getting closer. We are getting ever closer. Okay, I don't remember this sub-level, to be honest with you. Oh, I see. Okay, we've got some blowhogs to deal with, both withering and puffy. The first thing I want to do is get rid of the gas pipes. And I'll need to take down a few gates in order to do so. I want to get rid of the blowhogs because chances are some of my Pikmin will get deflowered. And the fewer Pikmin that get deflowered, the better. But the gas pipes and the blowhogs aren't the only things you need to worry about. Ideally, you want to use reds and purples to take them down, but there are also some cloaking burrow nits hiding around corners, and they can definitely take you by surprise. And there is a treasure behind that wall. Unfortunately, that withering blowhog is guarding it. I'm not quite ready to take it on just yet. That passage is also blocked. And I just wonder if there's something waiting for us on the other side of this gate. For now, let's go ahead and take down this gate, or not! Oh! You, sir, are unfriendly. That is cruel. That withering blowhog is just going to stand by that gate. And what really sucks is that his breath can travel through the gate and deflower your Pikmin. I want to do a quick check to see what's actually behind here. Oh, no. No, my friend. You need to stay back. Whether I need to go here in the first place is still up for debate. And I don't see any treasures here. My treasure gauge isn't reacting at all, so I think I can skip this area entirely, believe it or not. And that is certainly going to make my job a whole lot easier. Okay. So what I need to do is I need to take out that cloak and burrow net. Ideally before the puffy blowhog attacks! No such luck, but it still went down. Despite the puffy blowhog's breath being more powerful, it doesn't actually deflower your Pikmin, which is nice. It did in the first game, but they definitely got nerfed in this one. Ah, take a look! And I loved how the cookie just bounced off the cloaking burrow net. That was pretty funny. In any case, we've got our first treasure, and let's see if we can take out this guy in the process. Oh, wow, he got killed as soon as the Pikmin brought the cookie to the ship. Well done. We're at 25 Pokos. This is the impenetrable cookie. Apparently, this cookie is really stale. That's why it's so hard. Okay. We have both a puffy blowhog and a withering blowhog to deal with. And I want to get rid of the withering blowhog first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sneak up behind you and... Oh! Okay. That was too close. Die! Okay, that worked out really well. So we'll just wait for you to be finished. And let's go ahead and take you down. I love how the Pikmin fly through the air when they're blown by the puffy blowhog. But I can marvel at that later. For now, I have a treasure to collect. And check it out! It's another battery! This time a 9-volt battery. Alright. I believe this is the last treasure of the sub-level, but I'm not ready to go down the hole just yet, because I want to take some time to find some nectar, if there is any. Ah! Right on cue! Okay, what have we here? Worth 120 Pokos. This is the fuel reservoir. Well, if you want to consider energy as fuel, I guess that's a pretty accurate name. Okay, do we have any leaves in our squadron? I don't think we do. So let's bust this gate down and be done with it. So I'll go ahead and leave the president here because I want to check a few more corners. Maybe there will be some eggs there, and maybe I'll get some nectar. What I meant to say was maybe I'll get some sprays, but no such luck. I think we're ready to move on. Okay, here we go. Moving on to sub-level 8. It's the return of the shower room tiles. How lovely. And, oh, this sub-level. Okay. We have something interesting here. Sub-level 8 is unique in the fact that it is, well, it's interesting. It's unique in the fact that it has the most enemies of any sub-level in the entire game. There are a grand total of 54 dwarf red bulborbs. Yes, 54. But they aren't the main issue. No, the real issue is way over there. There are 2 Gatling groinks for us to deal with. And I have gone on and on about how irritating Gatling groinks are. But this guy is perfectly content to keep firing at the wall. And you can definitely use this idiocy to your advantage. And it looks like the other one is going to join us. Now, the question is, will you shoot your friend? The answer is no. Alright, I need to approach this carefully. First, let's get rid of you. By no means do you have to defeat every single dwarf red bulborb here. However, you'll still need to kill some of them because there is a treasure and chances are it's going to be far away. Now, I need to keep the Gatling groink in my sight because I don't want it sneaking up behind me and shooting at me. We'll have to work through this carefully. If you have any purple Pikmin, now is definitely the time to use them. Okay, that's that. And let's go ahead and take you out as well. An aerial perspective really helps here because you can clearly see which dwarf red bulborbs are alive and which aren't. And as I said earlier, you don't have to kill all of them, just the ones that are in your way. Alright, let's get rid of you. And we'll have to get rid of you as well. Now, as I approach the Gatling groinks from behind, I am worried that they'll turn around. But keep in mind, the Gatling groinks target captains, not Pikmin. They actively pursue the captains and shoot at them. Alright, what am I going to do here? Alright, there we go. That bulborb was killed. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a purple spray to take care of both of these guys. And I am dealing with lag, not what I want to deal with. And come on, die. Now let's use another purple spray. Alright, well, I was bound to use 2 purple sprays regardless, but the important... I got so caught up in defeating the Gatling groinks that I got tongue-tied again. The important thing is, both of them are gone. Okay! One of the dwarf red bulborbs ate a white Pikmin, and now we finally get to see what happens when they're eaten. Intriguing! The creature showed symptoms of poisoning after consuming the white Pikmin. Perhaps white Pikmin excrete a poisonous substance when chewed. How fascinating. I mentioned this way back when we first discovered white Pikmin, so I'll talk about it again. Upon being eaten, white Pikmin will poison the enemy, and they will deal a large amount of damage to them. If a weaker enemy consumes a white Pikmin, they will probably get killed. It is technically a way to defeat an enemy, but it's not one that I would recommend because white Pikmin are very rare. However, we've come to the point where recruiting them isn't as much of an issue anymore. Alright, we need to focus on getting rid of these guys. And right here is the treasure at long last. Now I just need to find out where they're gonna go. Oh, of course you're going to move towards those dwarf red bulborbs. Ah! Run away, run away, run away. It is very easy to have a dwarf red bulborb eat a wayward Pikmin. So you really do need to keep your squadron in check and only do what's necessary. All right. I think that is it for now. It looks like the coast is clear. How ironic, the dwarf red bulborb was the one that got my Pikmin instead of the Gatling Groink. Usually it's the opposite. Yeah, this sublevel is definitely tricky because there's just so much you have to deal with. Worth 130 Pokos, this canister of apple juice is called the Fruit Guard. It is guarding the fruity liquid that is so delicious. That's my reasoning anyway. Okay, let's move on. Only 2 sublevels remain. And we do have some leaves in our squadron, so we'll have to fix that. Moving right along, sublevel 9 of the Cavern of Chaos. Oh, this sublevel, I remember. This sublevel is not as tough as you think it is. The first thing that jumps out about it is that enormous pool of water in the middle. So we'll need to find some place to stow away. We're not going to use the blue Pikmin, believe it or not. Instead, we're going to use the whites. And thankfully, a treasure was kind enough to spawn right next to us. All right, Mr. President, do your thing. Let's grab the cat and toy bobblehead thingy. Call it what you like. What have we here, I wonder? Worth 85 Pokos, this is the Wiggle Noggin. And look at its face. That's creepy. Actually, no, it really isn't. Let's regroup. And once again, we're only taking the whites with us. There are lots of gas pipes to handle here. Now, if you're quick, much like sublevel 1, you can use the whites and some other colors to grab the treasures before the careening dirigibugs can catch you. And oh! Of course there is a bumbling snitchbug here. Alright, that gas pipe is taken care of. We don't really need to deal with that one. And thankfully, the careening dirigibugs seem perfectly content to stay in the water. I'm going to use the reds to deal with that bumbling snitchbug. Aha! You are going to be snatching nothing, sir! That's the way to do it, boys and girls. Now let's bring back the baby bottle top. Speaking of which, does anybody remember the baby bottle pop candy? That was so late 90s, early 2000s. It was one of those candies where it was shaped like a baby bottle and you would suck on the top, and it had a bunch of different flavors. It was one of those portable 90s candies that was really popular, like Ring Pops and Push Pops, except Ring Pops are still around. The Maternal Sculpture. I'm guessing you can figure out why it has that name, and I will not say any more on the subject. All right, we are done here. That sublevel was quick and painless, so let's move on. Okay. Sublevel 10 of the Cavern of Chaos. That large arena indicates only one thing. Final floor! Here we go. Before we fight the boss, we need to dismiss the squadron. And I want to take the reds with me. Ordinarily, I would use purples for this, but purples are rather slow, and your Pikmin will get deflowered during this fight. So when you are ready, approach the center. Presenting the Segmented Crawbster. The Segmented Crawbster is no pushover. So it's going to try and roll at you. And what you need to do is you need to lure it into a wall where it will flip over. Once it is inverted, you need to throw Pikmin on its underbelly after you dodge the rocks. And I could have gone in for the kill, but I was a little too cautious. After it self-rights, it will swat at you with its arm, and that will cause your Pikmin to be deflowered. You really need to be on the move against this guy, because he's a lot quicker than you think he is. Alright, go ahead, and there we go. Make sure to watch out for the falling rocks, and then throw Pikmin at the vulnerable underbelly. He does have quite a bit of HP, so this can be a long fight. But it's definitely a tough one, make no mistake about that. And he drops a lot of rocks in the process. Now, if you can, try and throw Pikmin at him claw side, because if you go on the other, he'll swat them away, and then they'll get deflowered. Then you have to spend time whistling them back. Oh, that was close. That was way too close. Oh, jeez. You know, I'm kind of surprised that the rocks don't hurt him when he's flipped over, because that is clearly a soft underbelly, and something as heavy as a boulder would injure him, you would think. But Nintendo logic, I guess. Alright, we need to wait until you finish your cycle, and there we go. Alright, dodge the boulders. And here we go. Oh, I was a little too close there. Yeah, I think I screwed that up. You don't want to throw Pikmin at him up close. You need to be sort of at a distance once you start throwing. And why did he not run into the wall? Okay, well, he's gonna run into the wall now. And wait for the boulders to fall. All right, oh yeah. We're gonna get some good hits on him there. Yeah! Later, Gator. And when you really think about it, that is one of the most violent deaths of a Pikmin boss I've ever seen. Seriously, the soft underbelly literally explodes, causing him to go motionless. That is painful. And take a look at that treasure. Alas, this is not a treasure in the Explorer's Kit, as we've collected everything, but take a look. The baby's head's eyes are blinking. That is disturbing. Also, let's take a look at our victory. I can't believe I managed to defeat him without losing any Pikmin. That was... Usually I lose like about 5 or 6, but no, not today. Worth 670 Pokos, this is the Silencer. It is the third most valuable treasure in the game. Of course, we are at a point where money doesn't matter anymore, so it's more of a trophy than anything else. Anywho, we're all done here. Let's escape to the surface. I think we had a really good run of this cave. We did suffer some losses, but not heavy losses. And let's see, did we collect all 17 treasures? We did indeed. Only lost one Pikmin, and that was that stray white that got eaten by the bulborb. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right, we are done here. Back to the surface we go, but we really don't have time to do anything else. Look how gorgeous that background looks. It really does feel like you are walking through a forest in the middle of autumn. I would like to break down a gate, but I'm afraid I just don't have the time. So we're going to head directly to sunset. Well, this day was definitely a success. Only one Pikmin got killed. But other than that, we recovered all of the treasures and completed our first cave in the Wistful Wild. But that was just the easy one. The other two will prove to be much more formidable, and the Gatling Groink had none. All right, let's take a look at today's report. We collected a whole lot of treasure. 4,940 Pokos worth of treasure, so now we have 18,648. As for the Pikmin, we increased the reds, and we did lose one white. But that's okay. There will be more where that came from. Oh yeah, my allowance doubled, and it's all thanks to my papa. After all, he's a great captain, but when in the world will he be able to come home, huh? Yep, it's Olimar's son. So we're gonna go ahead and save the game, and it's back to the title screen we go. Oh, take a look at that completion down in the lower left corner. Feels so good to take care of the Cavern of Chaos. Let's check out the Piclopedia. Oh, we finally registered the Gatling Groink. Took us long enough. But let's take a look at the Segmented Crawbster. The Segmented Crawbster. Parastocoidia reptantia, creep crab family. This gigantic beast is wrapped in a hard shell. In an atypical evolution, the right front leg of this creature is hypertrophic, taking on the function of an arm rather than a leg. Its asymmetric physical development is unique in the natural world. One unlucky explorer's incorrect conclusion that this creature adheres to a pattern of peaceful, quiet behavior led to an unfortunate incident. In fact, this beast exhibits intensely hostile, aggressive tendencies, aiming at prey and ramming them at full speed. All right, let's take a look at the treasures. And you've collected the Sweet Tooth series. Heaven on the tongue, havoc on the tooth. But that's not all. You've collected the Cook's Arsenal series. These apparatus ought to turn a tasty profit. You've got another one as well. You've collected the Husband's Tears series. Women cry with joy, men just cry at the price. That's pretty funny. You've collected the Mystical Energy series. These enigmatic reactors power this alien planet. Alien to the ship, but obviously not alien to us. I want to check out the Grow Shroom, because this entry is quite funny. According to the ship's analysis, you'll grow into a giant if you eat one of these. I'd like to field test one of these babies. I wonder what would happen if I fed one to a purple Pikmin. It's pretty funny. It would just destroy everything in sight. All right, what else am I gonna take a look at? I think we should take a look at the Princess Pearl. Salvaging this treasure was a dangerous and difficult task. I found it deep in the bowels of a dank, predator-infested cavern. My only hope of surviving was to strategically use all 5 colors of Pikmin. And lastly, I want to take a look at, you know what, we can take a look at the Doomsday apparatus as well. Perplexing mysteries are often solved in unexpected ways. When I was studying this item earlier today, I was astounded at its unbelievable bulk. It was so heavy, I would have never been able to move it without my burly purple Pikmin. Later analysis indicated this thing is in fact some kind of heavy artillery. Not what I thought it was going to be, but oh well. And lastly, the fuel reservoir. This is pretty funny. The ship has a lot of self-importance for a machine. Apparently, machines can exhibit human characteristics after all. Perhaps they even have a soul? If this is true, then maybe you can work them into the ground until their spirit is broken and they stop giving you lip. Oh no, I'm turning into the president! You always said you wanted to be president, Olimar, and now you're getting into that mentality. Next time on Let's Play Pikmin 2, we are going to return to the Wistful Wild to recover more topside treasure and possibly explore another cave. See you guys next time.